Every day, you make decisions: what to buy, who to trust, what to believe. But here's the real question. Are those decisions really yours? Or are they designed? This channel breaks down the psychology behind everything. I'm Shrest, and this is where we decode the world.
You know the feeling. You're in the middle of a heated argument. Your heart's pounding, your mind is racing, and then you land that final perfect point. And there's silence. You won. But that feeling, that incredible, satisfying rush, that's not just your ego. It's a chemical high, and your brain can get just as hooked on it as any drug. We're going to break down the chemistry behind that exact feeling. I mean, really think about it for a second. It's a feeling your brain literally cooks up to feel like this huge victory, even if the argument was about something completely pointless. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on that rush, figure out why your brain craves it so much, and, well, how that craving might just be quietly wrecking your life. All right, let's get right into it. Why do we let ourselves get pulled into these fights? And I'm not just talking about the big ones. I mean the small, petty ones, with a coworker, your partner, even some total stranger online. What is it that makes that urge to prove you're right so powerful, it just steamrolls everything else? Come on, let's be honest with ourselves. You've done it, we all have. You rewind the tape, you play back your verbal victory lap, and you feel that little jolt of satisfaction all over again. That's the real tell, isn't it? When the argument is long over, but your brain is still in the ring, training for a rematch that is never gonna happen. This isn't just some quirky habit, this is a compulsion. Yeah, there's actually a name for this pattern. It's a behavioral addiction. You're not engaging in conflict because you're choosing to, but because your brain's internal reward system is screaming for a fix. You are getting addicted to being right. And this is absolutely crucial to understand. Before you start judging yourself, you have to get this. If you recognize this behavior in yourself, it doesn't make you a bad person. It just means you've fallen into a biological trap, one set by your own brain chemistry. So how does this trap actually work? Let's go a little deeper and look at the actual neurochemical process that makes being right feel so incredible. And it all really comes down to a neurotransmitter you've definitely heard of: dopamine. You know, we hear dopamine and we think pleasure chemical, but that's a huge misconception. It's really the motivation molecule. It's the little voice in your brain that says, hey, do that again. That was good for survival. And in this situation, your brain has decided that winning an argument is essential for survival. And here's what makes it so dangerously addictive. An argument is totally unpredictable. You don't know if your next point is going to land, if you're going to hit that jackpot of validation. That uncertainty, that maybe I'll win this time feeling, is one of the most powerful ways to lock in a behavior. It is the exact same chemical principle that keeps a gambler glued to a slot machine.
But it gets even more potent than that. See, when your beliefs are challenged, your brain's little alarm system, the amygdala, can see it as a genuine social threat. So when you win, you don't just get the dopamine rush of being right. You also get this profound sense of relief from neutralizing a threat to your very identity. It's an intoxicating 1-2 punch that keeps you coming back for more.
And just like any addictive high, this one comes with a serious, serious hangover. Chasing that feeling of victory again and again, it comes at a devastating cost. A cost to your relationships, your health, and yeah, even your intellect. Think about it. When your only goal is to win, empathy just vanishes. You start to see people not as partners, but as opponents. This constant state of conflict floods your body with stress hormones, which doesn't just wreck your immune system, it destroys your focus. You're literally training your brain to be more distracted, more anxious, and less connected to other people. But maybe the most tragic cost of all is this. The addiction to being right builds an echo chamber inside your own head. You start to hunt for information that confirms what you already think, and you attack anything that challenges you. You become intellectually fragile. You just stop growing. So if this whole thing is a biological trap, how in the world do you get out of it? Well, it's not about willpower, it's about strategy. It requires a conscious, deliberate shift in how you approach every single disagreement you have. Okay, first things first, change your goal. Go into a conversation not to win, but to understand. Ask questions. Second, you have to detach. You are not your opinions. Realizing you're wrong about something doesn't make you stupid. It literally makes you smarter than you were 5 minutes ago. And finally, pause. When you feel your body tensing up, your heart rate climbing, that's the signal. Your logical brain is about to go offline. Step back. And in that pause, get really comfortable with these 3 words. This is not a sign of weakness. It's a declaration of intellectual strength. It's the phrase that opens the door to actually learning something new, whereas pretending you know everything just slams it shut.
Because in the end, it all boils down to this one choice. That rush of being right is powerful, for sure, but it is fleeting. Real strength isn't about winning every fight. It's about having the wisdom to know which fights are even worth having, and the courage to value connection over correction. So, what are you going to choose?